Welcome to PLL Saturday Night Lacrosse on ESPN, powered by Ticketmaster. Twilight in the Queen City, Western Conference supremacy on the line. Redwoods and Chaos, Roy Colsey and Anthony Kelly have already banked their first win in the PLL. The A-Train moments ago in the Redwoods locker room. Chase Erlin just a tick under 50% in goal for the Redwoods last week. And turning the corner with ease, Sharon Labidas, and the Chaos with an early 1-0 lead.
Watch this, Ryan. He actually uses the defensive pressure to gain momentum.
Yeah, they're going to go to a big little behind the cage. And as Merle tries to jump that, Sharon Beatties just goes with the momentum and does a roll dodge. You'll see right here that big, heavy check and hold. Sharon Beatties uses that momentum actually against Merle to gain inside leverage.
You look at this offense, Anish and Ryan, it's actually fascinating. No one wanted Sharon Beatties. Jackson Eicher was undrafted.
Posey picks it up. Newman, he's a threat.
Oh boy, watch it.
Launches and connects.
Back in 2019, Jaron Newman from deep was the most feared shot in the league. And we just haven't seen him get these opportunities all that often. He does a fantastic job of anticipating the transition opportunity. And once he caught that, with all that green carp, we could see this coming a mile away.
Yes, that is deep. You look at the location too.
Pound you kind of on the ground over and over and just bleed the clock.
Eicher to the cage. Erlin has yet to stop a shot, and the rookie Eicher has now scored in all 3 pro games.
This team is just different with a lead. You can take more risks offensively, knowing that you've got that defense and Reardon in cage.
Undrafted, yeah. Okay, I get it. 19 in red. Going after matchups. Jackson Eicher, the rookie, led the nation in points per game at Army West Point. Looks to be the...
Kavanaugh now has Matthews on defense. Kavanaugh, that one hit Blaze right in the face mask.
Look at Troy Ray. He's always where the ball is, right?
Human Roomba.
He's got the most ground balls, not including the face-off guys.
8 of them yesterday.
Come on, get there.
8 to shoot, McAdory. Stop and go, shoots low and squeaks it past Blaze. A strong debut in Albany with 4 points, and McAdory gets the Redwoods on the board here in Charlotte.
Late in the shot clock, California has multiple options for guys that can generate their own look pretty quickly. And it was basically, are we going with Malloy or are we going with McAdory? McAdory's like, hey, I got the short stick matchup, let me cook here. Good off-ball spacing by California and a beautiful placement on that shot.
And I think late.
Dennis feeds Kavanaugh. Gets it back. Malloy. Low to high. It's 4-2.
He wasn't on the power play last year.
He has not been afraid to shoot today. He's been super aggressive, mostly in one-on-one matchups. This is the first time he's really had space to set his feet and let it fly. You see him drift upfield, he's off your screen, but Dennis hits him on that skip pass. And Malloy, the manipulation of the head. Might I pass inside? Might I throw a skip? I think that holds Reardon for just an extra half second before he snaps into that near pipe.
And having couple him with Troy Ray, I mean, those are 2 ground ball machines.
Cross Ferrara buries it.
Goal of game. Goal of game. Denver cut him coming out of training camp. I actually thought his interview with Dana yesterday during their game, nothing but class. Nothing but class. Revenge, what are you talking about? I'm thankful for the opportunity. And here, he creates his own opportunity and shows off some dexterity, the left hand. Haven't seen this from Ferrara at the pro level. He's been heavy right-handed, the rollback. Beautiful placement on that lefty rip from range.
Yeah, look at him. He's like, all right, I'll take it too. I haven't seen that either, Ryan. The reality.
Roy Colsey as Merle off the feed from Connors, the rope unit with the counter for Carolina, or rather California.
California's had 9 different shooters in this ball game. Merle being the 9th. We know about his prowess as a short stick defensive midfielder, Ryan. You mentioned his ability to take the ball away. Now he's dropping cheese.
He was fantastic.
Oh, so now it hurts even more that it didn't make the cut.
No, he's such a likable guy. Loves lacrosse, right? That just comes dripping out of him.
That was your date night, right?
TD Erlin! And the Redwoods have roared back to tie this game.
Here it is. Anthony Kelly was talking to us on the field about early offense. Rather than complaining about the 32-second shot clock off a face-off win, let's embrace it and let's be the best at it. In the prior one, I was talking about how they won it back and then found a diagonal pass. This time, TD stays on in the offense. Connors, who's on the wing, gets the cutting TD.
It's the second time the Redwoods have crashed the crease, and Jared Connors has got 2 assists. Who knew?
Now Balkersell sneaks inside and he beats Big Blaze. The Redwoods have flipped the script.
This kid, he's lightning in a bottle. The energy, the enthusiasm. He plays with just so much juice. You can see the embrace of his teammates. They love him.
And this is the second time Glacini was beat for a goal without creating contact at goal line extended. So the quickness of Barkasel has all the room in the world to drop those quick, explosive plant foot. Like when you give a guy with that kind of quickness, look at the top-selling jersey. Barkasel, #1. All of his Marist teammates and the alum getting behind it.
Is that not incredible?
Mistake, so tried to get him back there. Tried to finish across the cage, and it worked out. So just glad I could help the team.
Garnsey picking up the
Another one by
trash.
Garnsey. Good stuff.
Thank you.
This is filthy. This is Ryder Garnsey at his best, making plays amidst chaos, madness, craziness. This scoop and score, Kark, is about as slick as it gets.
The stick is an extension of his body, and all of a sudden, down 4-0. Whoa! The Redwoods now are winning this ball game by 2 goals. Like, where did that come from? The beauty of PLL lacrosse. You're never out of it, especially when you have magical hands like Ryder Garnsey.
He played for All-Star Weekend. Yard sale. Seconds now, McAdory. Garnsey. Shot blocked by Ray. Who else? Chaos agent. Reardon springs out of the cage. His pass picked off. Malloy on the empty net from 2. Ursa Major from long distance. And the Redwoods down 4-0. Now lead 9-5.
Disaster zone.
Wow.
Very rarely are you going to put something on Blaze Reardon, but I know he wants that back. He should have just cheaped the ball to the other end. He was under pressure. You never throw the ball to the middle of the field, and the empty net results into a 2-ball from Dylan Malloy.
It's the first mistake he's really made in a game and a half. You can see him chase down this loose ball. Kavanaugh is all over him. It looks like he tries to heave it, but the pressure by Kavanaugh.
I agree with you. When you see it a second time, it looked like Kavanaugh got right under his arms or on top of his gloves to change the trajectory of that pass. And then Resch is in net, no dice.
As Twilight descends on Charlotte. He's got a short stick matchup. Now help coming from Rowlett. Skip pass, a beauty. Malloy pegs the corner.
Bonkers. Garnsey again.
A magician.
I'm saying to myself, what is he doing?
This pass, overhand, excuse me, and it's on Dylan Malloy's stick. It's not even off target.
So bloody accurate as well, too, right? I mean, that is gorgeous. To do that with one hand. And he's a natural lefty. He's doing it with his right hand, and he's flinging it cross crease, and that's twice.
10.5 minutes. 4.5 minutes against the Outlaws yesterday. McAdory gets a step. Kavanaugh with his first goal of the game. Remember, he came alive in the second half in week 1.
His ability to come onto the field through the substitution box, head of steam, and just draw the eyes of the defense. Kavanaugh knows that. And I love how Kavanaugh increases his angle by dropping that left foot and coming upfield.
And look, it's just a matter of point. Like, you're playing that much defense, you're going to have breakdowns. And that one, you know, McAdory's dodge, Posey slides. I don't think you need a slide to a pole there, and you create offense.
Dana, this.
You're missing out. There is a slight breeze.
McAdory beats Resch. Reardon, the denial. And now an errant pass. Newman able to knock it down, keep it in play.
I think the youth of California could be helpful in this sense. You look at, an incredible ride by Kavanaugh.
Right back to the Redwoods. So the Chaos can't even get into any kind of offensive rhythm.
That looks familiar, doesn't it, from Chris Kavanaugh? He takes the ride so personal. I love it.
Malloy posting up Verge. Kavanaugh right there! Between the legs, past Reardon. Little hot sauce on that one.
You know where that came from, right? He's watching Ryder Garnsey do some playground stuff, and he's saying to himself, I want to come to the party. The rookie Kavanaugh with some sick, vicious creativity. Come on is right, Ryan. This is just gorgeous. One-handed catch, a fake, and then between the legs to the...
You can't have empty calories.
A 12-1 run for California.
43-14 in the shot department.
McAdory peppers the back of the net.
This kid.
This rookie class might change the trajectory of the Redwoods. Ryan, it's early, and we've seen teams peak too early, too often. Redwoods may be a lot better than people anticipated.
And specifically on offense. You look back at last year, TD Erling, one of the top face-off guys in the league. You knew getting the ball wasn't going to be a problem. It's what happened when you have it. You insert this dynamo who just plays with so much energy, so much juice, can attack you from anywhere. I mean, there's no way Blaze even saw that. You could see just the sea of humanity in front of the cage. But I have, and GM Joe Spallina's approach in terms of how he built.
Merle gets marooned. Loose ball in the crease. Garnsey is right there.
The moves that GM Joe Spallina did in the offseason, specifically to the offense, you looked at it, and they just had a proven professional at every single spot.
But
right?
they still exceeded your expectations.
And then they went into the draft, and then they upgraded from there.
But with all that said, it's still exceeding expectations.
Certainly, you know, and I think you look at as they get out and push in transition.
There's Merle again.
I think they did a really good job of understanding from a roster year to year as Garnsey picks up the garbage here and buries it. They understood guys like Chris Merle. We're keeping him, right?
Yes.
They understood what guys they needed to keep, and then where there was room around the roster to look at upgrading.
And talking to Joel, the Redwoods have 30. Charlene Beatas, left-hand free, and that ends a lengthy scoring drought for Carolina. Their first goal since the 7:21 mark of the second quarter.
I think there's meat on the bone with this guy.
Absolutely.
Adam Charalambidis can ball. We've seen a couple goals out of him tonight, yesterday as well. Like, this is catching a ball, feeling pressure, and continuing your movement upfield to increase your angle. I think this
moves into first place in the Western Conference. The way the playoffs work this year, top team from each conference gets a bye as the Chaos get a tally.
What were you saying about Charalambidis in his right hand?
Yeah, and in general too, this guy has earned the right to be in the lineup. He can score.
He buries this one right in the middle of the field. Maybe not the smoothest of strokes you've ever seen, but effective.
But
puts
the
it on net.
recognition, yeah, the recognition to go to his right hand, because like any defender, when you're covering a Canadian attackman, what are you going to do? Force him to their weak hand. They begged him to go to his right, and he made him pay.
Kavanaugh takes Langermeyer behind the cage. Now makes his move. Skip pass, Balkersell finishes.
Too easy. Too easy. Kavanaugh saw this slide coming the whole time. Once he got that short stick matchup and the defense's attention, he turns into a feeder. And the last thing you want to do is slide right to the front of his helmet, because then he can see it coming the whole time. He can dissect accordingly.
This is a beautiful pass, and I thought his senior year, Anish, he developed a serious pass game, because Pat was no longer at Notre Dame. He took the full reins as QB1, and we saw a lot of this. That's why I'm absolutely shocked that he went to number 10 in the draft. He's a center.
Well, not exactly riveting stuff. That, on the other hand, will fire up the Red Legion, even with the score being lopsided. Jarrett Newman with his second 2, and another laser.
And if you're a Chaos fan, seeing big number 88 pull it from range has been the bright spot for them offensively. Fastest shot in the world. This is from downtown Charlotte.
Steph Curry range.
Straight months and lacks out.
McAdory gets top side. How about Andrew McAdory? Back-to-back 4-point games to open up his rookie campaign.
And it's his ability to impact the game in so many different ways. You know, here you see him behind the cage. He spent a lot of time there when he was at Duke, but he could break you down up top. He takes the short stick. Resch behind the cage was just waiting for him, and he just explodes upfield.
I feel like the Redwoods really attacked the short sticks from Chaos today. I think that was part of their plan in terms of the way that they played offense. If McAdory had a shorty, if any of these other offensive guys, Balkersell, like
yeah,
they had
that's
the
where I was
green
going next.
light. They had the green light to attack, attack, attack.
Turnover issues have been a problem. They had 23 in the win Friday against Denver. 22 today. Gannon Matthews to Charalambidis for his 4th.
Charalambidis has really been the lone offensive player that's been productive within this game. And a little bit of a future look you think of when you get Hiltz, who you drafted, your top draft pick. These two on that left side, you could see the vision of what that 1-2 punch is going to be.
Yeah, they'll be able to coexist together because Roy Colsey and Matt McCready's their offense.
6.5 seconds to go. Redwoods, who only won 3 games all of last year and missed the playoff, are about to be 2-0. The horn sounds to put a period on week 2 of the PLL season from Charlotte. The Redwoods with an impressive 16-10 win. California trailed 4-0 in this game, and then it just went on a huge blitz over the second and third quarter to flip this game completely.
They trailed 4-0. They also trailed 4-0 to a team that looked impenetrable defensively. I mean, that looked like a huge hurdle to overcome, right? That's not just any garden variety 4-0. That's 4-0 against Carolina with Blaze Reardon coming off a PLL record, single game season, a saves record.
Down to Dana.
Coach, you just told me you had to walk that one off. What emotions are you feeling?
Battle there. Boston and Philly. That was a barn burner last year in Philadelphia when Zach Tucci scored the game-winning goal off the face-off. We say farewell from the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. The Redwoods cap a fun weekend with a big win against the hometown Chaos.